Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Andrew Snorton with Creative Community Solutions. And as you're aware, when it comes to press and media coverage, we've been so fortunate to cover great people and great events from arts and entertainment, sports, government and politics, community, and more. And every once in a while, in addition to the written articles that we produce, we are able to actually talk with some of the people who are making these positive moves and more. And I'm so excited to have someone who's been a guest on my full show, The Conversation Corner, on the Status Network, but we're just chopping it up for a little bit to kind of do a follow-up. And I'm so excited to have the owner of Jazze Entertainment, JazzyB, for real. Jazzy, how are you doing this afternoon?
Hello, hello, hello. I am doing great as I can, okay? Hold on, let me pull down my glasses a little bit so you can see a little bit of my eyes. Okay, you know, they say the eyes are the window to the soul, okay? So I wanna make sure you see my eyes, but I'm doing all right. How are you, Author Andrew? It's always a pleasure.
I tell you what, it has already been a very interesting day so far. And I know it's about to get more interesting because in addition to being able to talk about what you're doing business-wise, there's also something that you are open to discussing, which, as we know, there's hurdles to clear, but we don't know the size of the hurdles. And I know that you've got, let's say, your track shoes, you got your Epsom salt, you got your heating pad. You ready for this particular hurdle. But before we get into that, we want to give people a little bit of a point of reference. Where are you based out of, and what are some of the services that Jazze Entertainment provides?
Awesome, thank you for that. So right now I'm currently in Petersburg, Virginia. That is the first location of the Jazze Entertainment. I do have great goals and hopes to expand that into a franchise where they will be in all the areas that I've had an opportunity to make an impact, as you always say, Author Andrew. Some of the services that we provide, we're all about expanding people's brand. So we want to give people the freedom from working from a 9 to 5 and being into a position where they can fully 100% operate with their ministry, with their gift, with their talents, whatever you want to call it. So we do everything from logo designs to creating people flyers. We create private events for people. We create websites. We create a safe space for entrepreneurs, professionals, creatives to actually come together into a social hub where they're able to network, they're able to talk to people that they wouldn't normally talk to if they were, you know, back in the day in school or if they was in the mall. So we're creating a space and an experience, okay, for the people that they can honestly grow. Our numbers on social media grow. Hopefully our bank accounts and our wallets can grow all from the Jazze Entertainment experience of networking and socializing.
And that's amazing because based on the research I've done, you've been able to leave footprints and do different events, arts and entertainment, but beyond arts and entertainment, whether it's been in Charlotte, Atlanta, Los Angeles, New York. So you're bringing a first class experience in those cities and you're bringing it back to an area where there's talent, but that talent might not always be cultivated. Speak to that for just a little bit, please.
Oh my goodness, yes. Like I'm the type of person where I don't care where I'm at, Author Andrew. I can be anywhere, and I'm always intrigued by knowing what are your goals, what are your dreams. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. In this area, a lot of people don't think about their goals the way they did when they were in school. A lot of people are okay with being what we call down here local legends. So what that means is you were the should have been, the could have beens, but you didn't go anywhere, but you're still here, so you're still popular. That's what we call local legends. And what happens is, because I've been to New York and LA and Charlotte, and I've had an opportunity to not just throw events, but be a part of some major events that you could only dream of being in. I met you at one of those events. You get what I'm telling you? Right. And so, but I'm saying all of that because all of it makes sense. Because of not going to school, just going off of my beliefs, just going off of the visions that God gave me of what I wanted to do, whether that was be on TV, have a show, but deeper than that, be able to bring a certain level of joy to people who may not have ever heard good words. They may have never heard that they can be something that, hey, you know what, you have a loud voice. Maybe all you've ever heard was, could you be quiet? Quiet down some. But what if someone like me came and told you, or somebody like you came and said, hey, you got a good radio voice. You're not just loud. You can use that voice, and you can, have you ever thought about doing radio? And you'll be surprised at the people who would say, oh my God, I love music. I love being able to project. I love being able to speak. So I'm breaking it down like that because a lot of times when I come on people's shows and I have an opportunity to talk about what I'm doing, they don't understand when I just keep saying network and socialize and throwing events. They think about, you know, shaking your butt and dancing. And no, this isn't a club. This is an organization almost. This is a haven, a safe haven for you to have your talents molded. Even with me, Arthur Andrew, you know, with me, I always talk about how good your grammar is. So imagine a little girl like me I go into buildings and I go into all of these places all the time, but I could be judged from the way I talk because I'm from this area. You get what I'm telling you? So I want to have opportunities to mold, almost as church would say, train up the children in the way that they should go. And that's what we're doing with Jazze Entertainment. It's all about molding. It's all about building. It's all about finding little things. I'm like, dang, Arthur Andrew, we go to the same places, but the way you talk, my God, I'm intrigued. I can utilize what you bring to the table, such as the way you articulate yourself, the way you carry yourself. And then there may be things about me that you may find out in the lounge by networking and talking to me, like, dang, Jazz, you're loud as hell, but I like your energy. I like your energy. Maybe I can take your energy and incorporate it in my business and brand.
You make a good point, because it's more than just the events. You're looking at bringing creatives together constructively and creatively to be able to have these areas of overlap to expand each other's reach and grow. So to me, based on what I've seen and based on the surface, it's like those are great ideas, but sometimes there are those who are a little bit reluctant to embracing greatness. And that's going to pivot me to the current point, because over the past couple of months, there's been some pushback that you've experienced based on where you are and based on some of the things around you. So walk us through, I'll say, the evolution of the current pushback that is taking place.
Absolutely. I started off, of course, I'm still doing the same exact thing. But I came into Petersburg. I had a guy by the name of Richard Cuthbert, who at the time I was so amazed because I felt like he put my foot through the door as a businesswoman. And when I say kinda, I mean he did, because there was an opportunity for me where I thought about coming home to my hometown and creating a business where people that I grew up with could actually hop on that platform and be able to win from. But at the same time, in order for me to get a place, I had to have a landlord. And this particular landlord, I called him from a sign, and I'm saying this because it really do matter. Sometimes you got to pay attention to legit the signs. So one day I'm looking for a lounge. I'm in the area that I knew I wanted to be. If you're going to search, you have to search for the area that you know you want to be located. So I searched in the area that I knew I wanted to be, not knowing, once again, what was ahead of me. And I know I seen a sign, and the lady told me that, hey, there's a guy named Richard Cuthbert who has a location that's available. I came and he showed me some of his venue spaces that was available. At the time, I got a smaller studio location that I had an amazing storefront. And with being there, it was all about digital marketing. I brought people in, they had an opportunity to do vendor events, etc. Right? Never had a problem. Throughout this time of me having this location, not only did we have events, did we have people coming in to do photo shoots, did we have people coming in working their websites, we literally had people evolving. But I'm sorry, X just walked in, guys. So if I seem a little distracted, it's because my guy X just walked in, the manager of Jazze Entertainment. And so he's saying, hey to everybody. We love Arthur Andrew's story. We love all your shows, okay? So we're just excited. But anyways, I'm bringing this up because we didn't have an issue. I think what became an issue was when I had the mindset, like I just said, where you don't want to be the smartest person in your circle. You don't want to hang around people who's not doing either better than you or at least the same as you, if that makes sense. So I think the difference was when I started running into issues, we went into the news space, which is a hub. I call it a lounge, but once again, it is not a club. It is not a restaurant. It is none of those things. It is a social hub. It's a place, a venue space where people could come together and network and connect and vibe. Now, fast forward. this area is 85% Black. However, with it being 85% Black, it's mainly the crime rate. There's not a lot of Black owned businesses. There's not a lot of Black positive things that's going on. And if there's any good things going, they shut it down. Let's be super clear. Now, Jazze Entertainment, I had an experience where my landlord completely blindsided me. He came into my lounge one day, and left me some paperwork, which I talked about on your show previously, the last time I was on your show. And with that paperwork, it pretty much was from his company, Sycamore Street Properties. And it was saying that I was going to be immediately terminated for 3 different things. 1 was for noise complaints. 2 was for smoking on the premises. And then 3 was for a flyer, once again, that I had posted on my social media, which was a marketing tool. So once again, in this area, there isn't anything that I'm creating around. So in order for me to get into the minds of people, I did promote hookah. I promoted alcohol. I promoted certain things because I wanted to get the attention of this community. You get what I'm telling you? I wanted to get, it's a marketing tool. However, before I could even have my first real event after signing my lease on October 13th, here he is giving me these papers saying that I'm immediately terminated for noise complaints when I haven't had any police reports. Police did come to my lounge, but police said, hey, you're actually fine. If I didn't have my uniform on, I would love to come in myself. And they allowed us to continue on. So that was the noise complaint issue. The second thing is he said that I had neighbors and people were saying that that they were complaining and it was giving him a hard time. He never reached out to me. As a landlord, you are supposed to at least reach out to me and say something. He said nothing. I mean, I literally was ambushed off the Andrew. And so I don't know if right now, if I'm all over the place, because what you're hearing, what you're seeing is a Black woman who once again came out here with well intentions of expanding people's brand. I came out here to do exactly what I set out to do. But in return, I'm getting shut down or bullied to shut down so I can take my business and move it elsewhere. So now I can't fulfill my mission, which is to help people. And I'm not specific to Black people or any race. I want to help everybody, old, young, blue, green, red, I don't care. If you have a brand and you have a business, I want to help you. I want to help you be able to find your way. And so I'm now being disrupted because my landlord don't want me in this particular location due to nothing that I'm doing. I'm in compliance of my lease, but he wants to shut it down. And it's hard for me to make out exactly what the issue is off the Andrew.
And I'm glad you're sharing that because it would be one thing if you were out of compliance, there's been communication given, you've had an opportunity, and if you're still out of compliance, okay. But here's what I'm hearing, and please correct me if I'm wrong. You are making your payments according to the letter of the lease agreement.
Absolutely.
You are doing periodic events, but it's grounded in that marketing hub, that social hub, that connecting hub. You're not a club, so you're not going to be doing things program wise or content wise which mirror that. So this is just my question based on what I'm hearing. If for lack of a term, if you're paying your bills, you're keeping the venue in as solid a shape as possible, your events and programs are aligned in this particular lane, what is the issue that is, quote, being generated to where they don't want you there? That's my question. Because before you answer, I can see if you weren't making payments. I can see if you were destroying property. I could see if you were destroying someone else's property. I could see if there's a documented list of police complaints or whatever. But from what I'm hearing, none of that is going on. So that's leading me to ask the question, what is the issue? And why is it where if you're doing what you're supposed to do, why are they trying to force you out anyway?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I actually had a conversation with this landlord just a few days ago because I'm a very understanding person. And I think that's why this matter, it hurts me so deep to my core, because I'm not the person where you have to do this to me. You don't have to try to just take from me. This could have been a conversation that my landlord could have sat down and said, hey, Jazz, look, let's see if we can find you another location, because he has other locations. We could have just worked it out in any kind of way. But to answer your question, I sat down with him and I asked him, I said, hey, I just want to know, before this keep going further and further, what is the real issue? And he told me, he says that I don't believe that your business module is going to work here. It's not going to work. And I stand on your business module not being in the work. So I asked him, I said, well, why? Like, why do you feel like my business? And also, you got to remember, this isn't a person who I just met. The day that I remember, now we take it back to what I talked about earlier when I said you got to pay attention to the signs. That sign that I called his number was the same number that I immediately told him who I was and what my mission was to do in this area. I'm black or white. You get what I'm telling you? I tell people up front what you're going to get from me. You get nothing different from Jazz. Any person who's experienced me can tell you, every time you meet me, I'm the same. I got the same energy. You get what I'm telling you? And so for him to say that my business module wouldn't work after he gave me a 1-year lease, it still doesn't make sense. Because if you were, put it this way, if I was a landlord, I personally wouldn't rent out anything to a tenant if I don't know what this tenant is doing. If I don't understand what this tenant is doing, I personally as a landlord wouldn't rent it out. Also, if I also was a landlord, I would have never called my tenant from her last place and said, hey, leave your last place. I have a new place for you where you can now be able to do all the things that you set out to do. So he knew what I was going to, from the very beginning. So it's hurtful. It's very, very hurtful. I do feel like sometimes when I'm explaining and expressing it, it comes off super duper aggressive, when in reality, I'm just really hurt. There's things that I'm still really confused about. What I can say is that I have been doing way more research than in my life. I've never did this much research about the law until this happened. We grew up where we know, and I will say I am the only Black owned business here in this area. And there have been times where I've interviewed with you and I made it an issue where it's like, hey, this is discrimination. I'm a Black woman, and I have the manager of Jazze Entertainment is a Black gay male. And here we are with two-story, I mean, I said 2-inch heels on, 4-inch heels on, going from one smaller location to a bigger location right in front of all of these people's eyes. So it's, to me, I was in the last location for almost a year. So for me to only be in this place for 1 week. And so I've had the commissioner of Petersburg come out to see if I was in compliance. I've had the ABC law enforcers come out to see if I was in compliance. I've heard that the mayor will be coming out at some point to see if we're in compliance. I've had, of course, police come to see if we're in compliance. And each time, let the record show, we've been in compliance, and we will continue to stay in compliance of this lease until he can properly evict me. And he did tell me that he's now getting another lawyer involved, supposedly, which makes no sense, because if I'm not in compliance, you gave me this immediate termination, you still haven't went to the courts. As of today, October 26th, he's given me 2 letters, November 15th, telling me I had 5 days from the day of that letter, and then also October 26th, which was my official immediate termination paper from him. 2 different paperwork, emails, text messages of him bullying me, trying to get me and harassing me to get out of this apartment, as well as my lounge. But yet, when I called the courts, even all the way up until today, which is what, December 6th, I have no evictions pending. So this is really a clear case of somebody bullying their tenant to get out of a lounge. He don't want to compensate me. He doesn't want to settle with me. He wants me to just move out willingly, voluntarily, and clearly broke.
So let me ask you this, because again, what I'm hearing is you're doing what you're supposed to do. And as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, you should be able to go about your business.
Absolutely.
You're having business interrupted.
Yes.
And when you are documenting the paper trail,
Yes.
there's really no paper trail. So
No.
let me ask you this. Hypothetically speaking, if there are other business owners, tenants that are going through a parallel situation, what would you want to convey to them? That's going to be my first question. So go ahead.
Okay. So my first answer to that would be to first fast and pray and be still. That's the first thing. I grew up in church where I heard a lot of things, but it wasn't until I became an adult that now I'm like, oh my God, everything that was instilled in me in church is so real. So I say fast and pray because a lot of times when things like this is happening, when somebody is affecting your livelihood, it can make a person start thinking crazy. It can make you frustrated. It can make you quick to being angry. It can make you snap. Let's be real. And also to some people, it can make them depressed. It can make them suicidal. Which if I wasn't strong enough, I'm telling you, and this is me being completely transparent, I would have been blown my head off just because the stress, because not only was I going through all of this, I was going through it with having a hole in my chest from just having radiation therapy, going through a divorce, going through a lot of other mental things where this could have been the icing on the cake for most people. So fast and pray. I would say to be still and allow God to, for one, hear your cry, because God is never going to put more on what you specifically can bear. So you have to know that if you're going through it, it's meant for you to go through it. So first, that's what I would say, is almost acknowledging, okay, God, okay, it's my time. All right, you got me. Cool. Faith is being able to believe what I was saying. So I believe that you're going to get me through this. This is just me giving my advice of what I would do to other business owners. If you are going through the same thing that I'm going through it, I'm saying it not because I'm a preacher, but because I'm a witness. I'm going through it right now. So right now I'm on my 8th day of fasting. I got a thing of pineapples right here. Nuts. What? Because I'm cleansing myself and preparing myself for war, for a battle. But God says the battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. You get what I'm telling you? So that's my first thing that I would definitely say. My second thing I would say is begin reading. Begin reading. If you have any close friends, any close family, whoever your small village is, your team, everybody pick up a book. Everybody pick up their phone and start doing your research on whatever it is that you're going through legally, because a lot of times things happen because we don't have the knowledge. We don't have the knowledge that we need to fight a lot of these cases. So we get either super duper afraid because we're like, oh my God, we don't know what to do. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I need a lawyer. I need this, but I don't got no money. What do I do? Well, if you Google or you go to the library or you get a book, it will help you so much. It will take a lot of your anxiety away, because knowing, when you know better, you can do better. Okay. And then lastly, I would just simply say is to learn how to stay calm, because if I know for me, if I allowed my emotions, which is hard, it's so hard not to allow your emotions, beat you down sometimes, because especially when you feel like you're being bullied, it's just like in school, most of the time you got to officially stand up to your bully for them to stop. And then they realize like, hey, you're not that bad after all. Why was I even bullying you? You know what I mean? But they're not going to mess with you when they realize like, yo, you can be beat, you big bully. And I think that that's what I'm dealing with. I'm in the case of the little schoolgirl that was happy, motivated, and enthused, and I'm all excited, like I'm a business owner, yay, yay, yay. And then all of a sudden a bully like just push me to the ground. Give me your keys. It's my business now. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like I'm dealing with a big bully who feels like I can do this and you're not going to do anything about it. So people, if you're going through anything like me, first I want to say I apologize that you even have to go through anything like this, because I know it hurt. I know it feels crazy. I know you're probably like, God, why me? But I want you to condition your mind to start saying, why not me? Just like I'm doing. And I'm going to fight this case, and I'm going to continue to stay in compliance, and I'm going to do what I have to do. And I'm not going to let my smile turn upside down in the process.
Well, I tell you what, that's a word not only through the lens of faith, but just philosophy and just a different approach. Next to last question. For those who are right there in the midst, right there in Petersburg, who have seen your work and who are seeing what's taking place, what would be something you'd want to say to be like, if you want to help, and not just me, but others like me who may be going through a similar situation, what would you want to say to those people?
I would want to say first, everybody brings something different to the table. In this area that I'm in, a lot of people are doing what I believe people feel like I'm doing by throwing parties and throwing different events and different things. And I just want to make sure that if you're watching this, if you can hear the sound of my voice, it's deeper than parties for me, y'all. It's deeper. It's deeper than hearing music and being able to get drunk and I don't care about that. I care about y'all, the people. That's what I care about. I care about me, but in order for me to care about me, I gotta care about other people. I'm not the person where I just want to win. That's not how real winners think. All real winners believe that if I'm winning, how can I put other people in a position to be a winner too? And I want people to know that that's all I'm about. I want y'all to win probably better than you want you to win. Because I believe in every single person. I don't care who you are, what you come from, what you believe you are, what you may tell yourself that you are. I believe in you. And it's probably a person right now who's naive, like, how you believe me, you don't know me, because you're living. And if you're living, then that means you, my sir, you, my girlfriend, you have a purpose. So it's up to you to fulfill your purpose. And so if somebody stops Jazze Entertainment, that means that the voice, a person like me, a goal friend, I'm your goal friend. You get what I'm telling you? I'm not your party friend. I'm the girl you call when you got goals that you want to accomplish. I'm that girl. That's what Jazze Entertainment is. You get what I'm telling you? So that's what I want you to think. If you want to be able to help me continue to help other people win, I need you to, one, pray for me. Two, I need you to repost these interviews, repost these videos, comment on these videos, tag the news, tag different city council members. Like, I need this to become as nationwide as possible. Even though this is a small little town in Petersburg, as Author Andrew said, this isn't just me. This is other people. It could be you that's watching this video right now. It could be you. You could be the one that's just like me trying to figure it out. We need our community to have our back. That's what we need. I need y'all to fight for me the way I'm gonna fight for y'all. Because right now, I can take Jazze Entertainment to Charlotte and I can make tons of money. I can take Jazze Entertainment to Atlanta and I can make tons of money. But it was something very intentional about coming to my hometown. It wasn't about the money for me. It wasn't about the money for me until I started obviously losing money, because now I can't actually do anything in my business. I got neighbors upstairs that's banging every time they hear anything. They start stomping on the floor. I got people, fellow businesses who's pushing my buttons, telling me I can't park in open public parking. Y'all, the stuff that I'm going through and the stuff that I'm sure that y'all are going through is out of this world, but it's believable. And when we got social media, we show our bodies, we show everything that we're eating, we show everything. But the good thing about social media now is that there's a lot of things that's being exposed. There's a lot of things that been happening. It's been happening, but now we can expose certain real life issues. So I would say help me by supporting me, by sharing this Author Andrew video with myself. He's allowed me on his platform 2 times. I need those shares. I need those comments. We've been trying to get on the news to share this story. They won't cover it, but they cover my business under being one of the businesses with multiple noise complaints. I sent you the videos Author Andrew, and I'll be posting them soon. So just support y'all. Continue to pray. Hashtag justice for Jazze Entertainment. Justice for business owners in general. No tenant should ever have to experience what I'm experiencing. No tenant that's a business owner should never have to experience putting all your investment or all your money into a business and now you can't make money. Nobody should have to do that. So please support me. Please realize, if nothing else, what it is that I want to do for y'all. I'm not a me type of girl. Ain't no me. I'm not her. Okay. I'm we, okay. I'm that. It's all about us, what we can do together. So please, please, please support me by going to Jazze Entertainment on Instagram, Facebook. You can go to Instagram, Facebook, and follow my JazzyB page or my Jasmine Bird page, y'all. I don't care which one you are following, but follow this story because it is going to continue to develop. And I'm praying for glory to come along with this story of mine.
I'll tell you what, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to not only just talk about what you're doing under Jazze Entertainment, but to share with us the pushback that you are getting. And again, you opening up and sharing your story, which is not complete,
No,
is helping others from the standpoint of we know that there's somebody out there who is going through a parallel experience.
yeah,
And to your point, like you said before, you are going to bide your time. You're clearly going to make sure, let me do what I'm supposed to, but let me stay ready for
absolutely,
what's on the horizon. So,
absolutely.
I
And
for
let me
one,
say this real quick. I'm so
yeah,
sorry off to Andrew. I want to say this because I do feel like, and I can honestly, God, say, I have done the same thing. There's been times where I've seen people stories, maybe their videos, and they may have been talking about their experience for something, and you may feel like, I'll take it a step further, from the R. Kelly stuff to Bill Cosby stuff to all of these crazy cases between people getting. You look at stories sometimes and you hear people talking about their testimony or what their experience was with a certain person or with a certain situation, and we're thinking like, oh, they're lying, and you don't even know, or they must have did something to deserve what's happening. And I can feel in my spirit, and I'm telling you, my spirit never serves me wrong. There's somebody that's watching this video still, and they're gonna watch it all the way to the end, and they're doubting what I'm saying. They're like, nah, she had to do something. She had to. I'm not a person where I hold myself accountable. Let's put it that way. I'm a person where ownership is everything to me. When I tell you, it's really my word, Arthur Andrew. When you give me your platform to enlighten other people, to encourage other people, to motivate and to inspire other people if they're going through, I would never take that moment to lie to you. You get what I'm saying? I would never take that moment to not tell you the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So they say that there's three sides to every story, but I want y'all to stay true to this story by following and seeing what is the actual legitimate truth. Okay, you could go to my page where you can actually find a lot of the things that I have shared in my last interview with Arthur Andrew. If you have been following his show all the way up until now, you can see a lot of new things, and with your own eyes. A lot of this stuff you don't believe if you're not going through it, just like I probably wouldn't. But look for your own eyes, and when you see it, share it, comment, drop something on there, and make sure that other people see that this could be you. You want to be a business owner, right? And I'm sorry, Arthur, this feel like I'm like a prophet today, but I'm telling you, I'm talking to somebody, and I promise you, if you feel and it's you, please leave a comment under. But there's somebody right now that's contemplating on becoming a business owner, and things like this scare them. So this is the time where you got to fight even when it's not you, because it can be you. You get what I'm telling you? So fight for the cause, guys. Fight for the cause, okay? Sorry, Arthur Andrew.
I tell you what, we definitely appreciate you taking time to share your business journey, taking time to share the current race that you're running and the hurdles you have to clear. And we know that while you're going through it, you know you're not the only person going through it. So as we get ready to wind this down, you've heard the story. It's a story that's still developing, and we will plan on periodically checking up and checking in to chart progress, chart growth,
Yes.
developments, things of that nature. So we will definitely continue to do that. And again, as we get ready to close, please provide the preferred ways for people to stay informed, share, repost, all that type of thing.
Absolutely, y'all. My name is actually Jasmine Bird. I know a lot of y'all know me as JazzyB, Jazze Entertainment, Jazze, vibing with JazzyB, JazzyB for real, everything. However, on Facebook, you can find me Jasmine Bird. You can also find me on Facebook, JazzyB or Jazze Entertainment. Instagram, JazzyB for real in Jazze Entertainment. If you go to my Instagram, you'll find everything. And I want to give a quick shout out real quick. Shout out to Exquisite Designs, okay, for always keeping me nice and fly. Thank you. And shout out to Miss Kim J, okay, for giving me a reason to be able to feel lounge and laid back and luxurious, darling, at the same time with my leather pants and my turtleneck. And then shout out to There She Glows Boutique, my sister, for keeping me dangling on the arms. And Arthur Andrew, shout out to you once again, my friend, my freaking partner, my confidant. Like, you are really, really, really amazing. And I just thank you for all that you do, for allowing me seriously to be myself, but allowing me your platform to be myself on, whether I'm talking about the joys that I'm experiencing or the not so joyful moments that I'm experiencing. So I really do thank you. You're so amazing. I heard your clock going off. I love your home. Thank you again for vibing with your girl, man. Make sure y'all follow me for real on all platforms. JazzyB for real, y'all.
Okay, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to draw this to a close. We will have this available on our YouTube, so that will be coming forthcoming, and we'll also have the written recap and provide this video embedded, so that way for people who are viewers, you can watch. For people who are readers, you can do that too. So watch, share, show that you care. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, all of you take good care, and we will do this again real soon. So again, take good care.